to the channel. This is John and Jenna with Flippin' Ain't Easy. And quite a busy weekend here on our end. A lot of packages to ship, which is never a bad thing. Sales numbers wise, not as good as previous weekends, but I'm not going to complain either. So seems like we actually have a pretty good sales day today going on as well, getting a lot of offers in that. So hopefully you guys are doing, or heart of summer guys, hopefully you guys are doing fairly well. I know that for many it's still a struggle, and that's kind of why we're here. We get together to kind of brainstorm and to try to figure this stuff out. Before I begin, just want to go over the ground rules, let some people kind of roll in here, and that is, you know what, this is an open forum. We have a respectful conversation, bounce off ideas, questions to one another. And if you're here with us, this gives you an opportunity to do just that. If you're listening in the background, of course, come on in, come into the chat, say, whatever you need to say or questions, and we're here to help you if we can. And you guys help drive this program. If you're not with us, you're watching it after the fact, of course, put your questions and comments down below. And no matter how you're watching this, just hit the like button, guys. We have this thing that we like to say that if you hit the like button within the next 24 hours, you're going to get a sale. I don't know how
it works.
I don't know how or why, but it works. It's just the weirdest thing. So do that. Now that kind of people have kind of rolled in, we usually get about 150 plus in these, but just checking out some information. You guys know I like to go on to e-commerce bites. Ina Steiner, she does a very good job with the information that she puts out and reports. Now, this was recently reported that eBay's GMV, okay, and for those of you who don't know what that means, that's gross merchandise volume, pretty much sales, right, is down in the quarter over the same period last year, while it continued to get more ad fees from sellers advertising their products, okay. eBay revenues are up 5% in the second quarter, year over year, to $2.5 billion. Total advertising offerings generated over $367 million in revenue, representing roughly a 2% of the gross merchandise volume, GMV. It says it ended the quarter with 132 million active buyers, down 4% compared to 138 million active buyers at the end of June 30th of last year. So they lost 6 million buyers. That's not a good trend, guys. That's 4%. Any way you cut it is no good. So they're making more money. So they're making more revenue. They're reporting to their shareholders how they made more money, but yet they're losing buyers and their sales are down. Now, I probably shouldn't have to ask you this, but how do you think that's possible? The question or the answer is simple. Off of the sellers who stay on the platform. So last year in June 2022, most of you guys were paying 1%, maybe 2, 3, 4% promoted listing fees. Probably weren't venturing much higher than that. And now eBay is trying their hardest to get you convinced that you have to promote upwards of 20% above and beyond the final value fees, which is exactly why they have been successful, because they are making you feel or manipulating you as a seller into, every time you list an item, into believing that you have to promote at their suggested rates, right? What if I don't follow your suggestions? You're thinking that they're probably going to penalize you. You're not going to get the sales. So desperate sellers are going to take desperate measures, and they're going to comply with what eBay wants you to do. And because this strategy has worked, guess what? They're going to lose sellers again because they're not doing a good job of advertising to the Gen Zers, even though they say they're going to make their website more appealing to Gen Zers. Well, I got news. eBay, if Gen Zers don't know much about eBay, it doesn't matter how you make your website look. Okay, you need to do some advertising to those folks to make them know that this is a place they can buy whatever they're looking for. And they haven't done a good job of doing that. So in the meantime, eBay is going to continue to lose buyers, right? Because they're out of touch with what's really going on. They're so focused on trying to get more money from the sellers that they don't see that the real problem is you get more buyers, you get more sales, more sales means an increase in GMV, and an increase in GMV means that we all make money. But instead, eBay is going to continue pushing the envelope and trying to get you and I to pay more money per sale than need be. And my question is, where does it end? This time next year, we're talking how eBay is trying to get 25%, 30% additional. Is that even realistic? Is anyone in their right mind going to promote that high, no matter how bad you want to sell an item? So when does it end? Because at some point, if this is their business model, it's just going to keep going up and up and up to the point where you're trying to squeeze blood out of a turnip. There's no more money to be had that way. So I just think it's a bad business model. Of course, it's not a complaint. It's just they talk with you guys to discuss the actual state of what eBay is. And this is exactly what it is. It is a money grab, and it is designed no more than to take as much as they can for their shareholders. And the spirit that eBay has today is nowhere near what it was 10 years ago. It wasn't, it was more transactional focused, good quality atmosphere to buy and sell your items. And now it's just a business venture in trying to make it. And guess what? I guess I can't blame them, because they're held to that standard. If they don't deliver upon, profits for their shareholders, guess what? They're out of a job. So they're now the reasons I think they need to get someone in there that cares about the sellers or the buying experience as well. But when it's driven by money and solely by money, that takes a back seat. So that's my thoughts on that. Off my soapbox now. And
7 minutes. Wow.
Yeah, 7 minutes. Want to try to make this, an hour and a half, if that. Lots of things I'm kind of behind on today. Lots of shipping, lots of packages and things like that we had to get prepped up, and it just kind of took me away. Didn't get as much listed today that I wanted to get done, so that's on the agenda for this evening. But it is what it is. Let's see who we have today with us here. We have Brian H. says, hello, John and Jenna and everyone. Thanks for being here, Brian. We've, of course, got Biscuit Butt and Flippin' Con Marco. Hey, John and Jenna, the rest of the FAE fam. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Catching up on a few things and cooking taco night.
Oh, yeah.
Taco Monday. Taco Monday. Is that a thing? It should be Taco Tuesday, right?
Right. But you know what? Day. Tacos are good no matter what day it is, in my opinion.
Enjoy. We have Mike Camparelli says, hi, John and Jenna and everyone in this cool community. How's everyone doing? We're doing just fine. Just fine. And I worked over the weekend trying to find a day that's going to kind of be cool enough to get out of the house, and found that tomorrow is that day, and I'm going to go and take a half day off, because I never take a full day off, and go hit the golf ball until it gets too hot. So we'll see how that works out. Callie Debs says, hi, John and Jenna and everyone. Thanks for being here, Callie Debs. Art Betzold's in the house says, hello, everyone. That stranger, hello, all. Thanks for being here, guys. Jovial Juggler says, hey, FAE fam, happy National Jump for Jelly Beans Day. Why jump? Why not just Jelly Bean Day? Why not just make it Jelly Bean Day?
Yeah.
Why do you have to jump? What if you can't jump? What if you just don't want to jump? Stephen SNS Bargain Barn. Good afternoon, reseller.
Woo.
Well, thank you. Good afternoon to you. And of course, our resident FAE fam member, Kevin Hawthorne from Lakeland, Florida. Thanks for being here. Jovial noticed that there's no Picky Ricky.
Uh-oh.
Maybe he's got a boot sale to go to.
Maybe he fell asleep.
I don't know. Stevens'
Maybe he
question.
had a long day.
Chicken or the egg comes first? Well, to me, chicken comes before the egg, because I'd rather cook a chicken than cook eggs. I mean, I like eggs, but to me, chicken will always come first.
Eggs.
So that comes first. Well, I like eggs, but to me, I'd rather eat chicken. So that comes first. Duncan VR says, I had an RTS from Norway, $150 letter. That's a return to sender, that is, from Norway. $150 letter from 1762. Contacted buyer, no response. Should I resend or resell, being that the address is not found? You should contact the buyer. No response after a couple days. That means it's time to just give them their money back and move on, minus any fees for shipping. Now, I knew that was going to happen. In fact, I'm wondering if this is the FedEx person or the U.S. mail person. And the reason why I say that is last week, I don't think the U.S. mail person came, and I doubt she's going to come today. She knows that Monday's our busiest day. But yeah, Duncan, I would say give them their money back minus fees that you encountered, like the original shipping, which probably shouldn't be a whole lot of just an envelope, and then go in and relist it, and it is what it is. And if they contact you, just pretty much tell them, hey, we tried to reach out to you, check your messages, but no response. We had to move on. That is the U.S. mail person, because I can hear the bags being exchanged. We have the big Santa bags, 2 of them filled with packages. So that's good. And I know that the FedEx person's probably about 15, 20 minutes behind. So JP loves Biscuit Butts videos. So that's awesome. He's been trained by the best. And then Steven has another question. Do you look at your glass half empty or half full? Depends on how much I have in the glass. If it's halfway, then it's just halfway. I don't say it's full or empty. But today I'm in a positive mood, so it's going to be more half full than anything else. But appreciate those mind benders of yours. It's not related to reselling, but I appreciate it anyway. No One Design 2 says, hey, John and Jenna, and Ball Cube. Yes, Ball Cube is in the house. We're down to probably about 33%, a third of what we had originally. So just sold out of my helmet cases, and I have 2 more basketball cases left, and the rest are just the football cases and a lot of the baseball cases as well. Jackie Bleckner says, hi, how you doing? Thanks for being here. Regina Rice had my first international sale today. Awesome. I won't have too many international sales because currently it's shut off. I've turned it on I opted in on the other account, and I haven't had any internationals yet. And it's been about a week because I wanted to see what it would do to my sales, which were really non-existent on that account anyway. And it's still pretty non-existent on that account. So not sure if I'm going to keep it or get rid of the international sales on that one. Henri Squaw says, hi, John and Jenna in chat. Yes, thank you for being here, Henri Squaw. Ed, the reselling writer. Hey, John and Jenna, great weekend of sales. Good, awesome. My promoted experiment went bad, but when I turned it back on Sunday, my views skyrocketed again. I don't know what it is. Maybe, when people are turning off their promoted, a lot of channels are talking about, we're going to turn off the promoted, see what happens, blah, blah, blah. Like I think Joe from the Crazy New York Driver Show said that he turned off his sales, had 10 sales immediately, or he turned off his promoted listings, had 10 sales immediately, and then the next day he turned it back on and had nothing. So I'm not sure if that may be more of an eBay Motors thing, how that particular site is kind of wired in with the promoted listings. But I can tell you that it's always been my experience that eBay doesn't control your sales, guys. eBay doesn't control who buys your item. All they can do is present the traffic to people who are looking for your item. So if they're looking for a sewing machine, they type in sewing machine and whatever information, maybe there's a particular brand they're looking for, and eBay is going to show them a series of results, hopefully that matches what they're asking for. Now, of course, we know search can be broken in many cases. I've seen it myself. But that's all eBay is going to do. And they're going to take a lot of things into account, such as your account health, your listing quality, a lot of different intangibles like the number of photos, the price, various things such as that. And they're going to present a list of different matches to that particular search. And eBay's job is to present that information to a potential buyer, but they're not going to twist someone's arm because it's not promoted. Now, if it's not promoted, you're going to get organic sales, of course, but I think you're losing out on opportunities for people who are promoting because eBay is interested, and don't let anyone else fool you. eBay is interested really in getting those sales over organic sales because they're getting more money per transaction. Millie Vega says, hello, everyone from Texas, Vegas, DEC. Thanks for being here. Thrift and Flip. Hey, Jenna and John. Thanks for being here. And then Ed says, maybe a fix for this would be to end your old promoted listing campaign and start a new one. I'm a big believer in ending and, restarting when things seem kind of stale. That's why I do the markdown sales every 2 weeks. eBay has said before that that's kind of the optimal amount of time for a markdown sale. And you can go as far as, I believe, 6 months out, and you can map it out. So I go Monday to the following Sunday, and then end it Sunday night, because that's a big sales day, Sunday, for us. And I want that timer showing them that there's 2 hours left for this price, right, on a Sunday when people are shopping. So that tends to work out really well for us. And every 6 months, just go back in, kind of review. It'll show you the results of your ended markdown sales and kind of get a feel for, what percentages worked well for you, and then just do more of that for the following 6 months. Sherry Norton says, hi, John and Jenna. Thanks for being here, Sherry. We also have Devon, and we have Wig IQ.
Wiggy.
Okay,
Wiggy.
it could be Wiggy Q or Wig IQ. I like Wig
With
IQ
a pink
myself.
waving hand.
Hi, glad to be here. Hand pink waving. Thanks for being here, Arizona Cat. I could use a sale today. Hit that like button.
Hit the like button.
You'll get a sale sometime in the next 24 hours.
24 hours.
Going design too. If John wore a black t-shirt, we'd be seeing a talking head. I thought that's all I was a talking head. So Rain Gallardo says, hi guys, finally made it on time for once. You made it on time.
You made
awesome.
it on time.
We got Roman. Congrats to Archie on surpassing me and Tommy in subs in just a month. Where is he at in subs anyway?
He's over 500.
Is he over 5? That's amazing to me, because we're trying to figure out where all these subs coming from. I'm like, that's a good question, because it took me forever to get to that level. And I guess that's what happens when you're a super fan and you're on every YouTuber's radar. At some point, they'll give you a shout out. And of course, they're going to migrate over to your channel to check out what you have going on. So my only thing to you is just keep making those videos, Archie. That's the way you got to be consistent. That's the hardest part, I think, on YouTube. There's going to be days that you don't want to make videos. So you're just going to have to get a video out and just suck it up and put out content, and not just content that people want to watch.
Quality content.
Lisa Dure says, hi all. Thanks for being here, Lisa. And then Brian says, didn't have any sales this previous weekend. Need my thumbs up sale. Yes, hit that thumbs up. Hello, everybody from Vegas Decor Tech's reseller. And then AJ13 says, I emptied out old inventory this past weekend, posted free on Craigslist. Is that even a thing anymore, Craigslist? And took about 200 things off eBay that either got too low in price or have been sitting. I don't feel like doing a G sale, a garage sale. And garage sales here in Vegas are like, right now is the worst time of year.
Yeah.
You're better off finding a yard sale in December when it's really cold than you do have finding one when it's hot. Yeah. I checked the yard sale app and we had 11. And
they were all throughout the valley, so it wasn't like they were close together.
And one was a yard sale for someone, and they had advertised it, famous YouTuber's yard sale. And then I go and look, I'm like, who the hell is that? I've never heard of that person before. And apparently they live streamed it. I was actually going to make a trip just to go down there just to see what the hubbub was about, but it was too hot and I wasn't even trying to. And
plus it was an estate sale.
I
don't do estate sales.
No. And so I'm like, no, I got enough product, so I sleep in. But it's like, come on, let me just be real. Unless you have 150 to 200,000 subs, you're probably not famous. You probably shouldn't use that terminology when you're trying to advertise a yard sale. It's a big letdown for people who watch these videos and don't know who the hell you are. I don't know. That's just me, but I digress. So yard sales, and then
I don't like the word famous anyway. It's just we're not famous.
Subjective.
We're just people.
It's just subjective.
We're just normal people talking to a camera.
Right. And it's like, what does that say about you if you call yourself famous, right? What does that say about you as a person? It's like,
sounds like you're walking around with a big old head.
Yeah, I don't know about that. So one thing about me is, look, I'm lucky to be here with as many subscribers as I have, and I'll never take that for granted. And never will you hear me say famous. It's not in my vocabulary, for me at least. Ed, the reselling writer, says, I bet you most of the revenue is from all the promoted listings we have to use now. That's exactly where it's from. It certainly isn't from anything else. I mean, the math just isn't there. If they're losing, what is it? Doesn't even say the percentage here, but they're down 2% in gross merchandise volume, GMV. So if you're losing revenue, how can you make more? I mean, if you're losing sales, how can you make more revenue? The only logical way is, how do you collect money to begin with? And that is through seller fees. So if you're losing the actual sales, number of sales, you're only able to collect through the back of the seller. There's no other way to do it. And what's weird is this whole announcement that they had, that this CEO, Jamie Iannone, however you pronounce the name, says that eBay told Wall Street investors its strategy would focus on the following 3 key pillars: relevant experiences, which eBay is out of touch, so I don't know how they're going to find a relevant experience to save their life; scalable solutions, which tells me that they're interested in stores that are larger and interested in scaling up their operations; and this one stumps me here: magical innovations. Now, the whole magical innovation,
I still don't understand what is so damn magical.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. I think I remember reading the article, and he hinted at AI, how AI is going to help drive the website more. But how magical is it to basically create your own Mad Libs book with everyone's listing, where they can put any word? You watched the video I put out this morning. That was kind of comical, where all this time I was thinking that eBay was kind of really using real AI, going through the internet, getting data. Right. Yeah, well, and John M. also guessed it right. He gave me a little knowledge last night, and I looked into it, and that's when I did the video this morning, where your item description that the AI puts together is only as good as
your item specifics.
Yeah. So I went in and put bogus information. I put in a broken screen. I was like, it's like a fake iPhone listing. And I put as a feature, took all the features out that they had by default, and I put broken screen as the only feature. And it came up some BS that, and the elegant broken screen adds a touch that most other phones don't have. I'm like, what? It's it's pretty interesting. So that's your magical pathetic. That's your magical innovation right there.
Yeah, magical innovation from your own words.
Bigger sellers, that would fall under the scalable solutions strategy. And it's funny though that there's really no real elaborate. They don't elaborate on what they're saying. It's just these catchphrases, right? I guess it gets you excited to buy into eBay as a stockholder. Oh, let's buy more stock because they want to invest in relevant experiences, scalable solutions, and magical innovations. What does all that mean? It's just word salad.
Yeah.
Devon says 6 million buyers. That's no good. And then No One Designs, it looks like the pup got a haircut.
They sure did.
Yeah. This is the second one they've had in the summer. It's just so hot out, and they, just to have all that fur, I couldn't imagine it.
Yeah, we had to take their coat off for the summer.
Ed says increased fees on everything. That's how they can report it. And then they throw magical words at it like they're doing something great. Great job, team. Well, great job. At some point, I don't know if it's next year, 5 years from now, they're going to have to do something different to get more money, because there's only so much money you can take from the sellers before you have no more sellers. So right now the fees are high. I'm running at a 10% max.
The current sellers have to stop giving in to the peer pressure, or not even peer pressure. It's pressure from eBay and promoting to those ridiculous bloated rates that are really insignificant.
I think there's somewhere in between. There's a happy place to be between 2% and my max is 10%. But anywhere in between 2 and whatever they're asking for. But I don't go over 10%. I think it just, for each category you sell in, you just kind of have to have a feel for what you're selling. If something sells fast for you, why are you even promoting at all? And that's why I like the whole thing where you're starting off, no promotion. After a couple weeks, when you do the end item sell similar process, or however you do your inventory, go in, evaluate, and start putting some as promoted, that type of thing. I kind of like that model. Janet Hyder's in the house. I get that wrong. You're just gonna have to forgive me. Biff Boffo says eBay revenue went up, but stock price went down because Wall Street knows their promoted listings grab is not sustainable and has nearly plateaued as sellers finally draw the line. Yes. Mm-hmm. So what are they going to do next? What is eBay going to do to get more money? Is that increasing the store prices? I shouldn't even give them ideas. But what are they?
Don't say it out loud.
Yeah. What are they going to do next? That's what I want to know. Maybe they're going to charge per photo that you put in the listing.
Oh my God.
Who knows? Anytime picker Roman. No one design realized that no one design is better than no one design. No one design one is better than no one design two. You guys. Ed, the reselling writer, I did the dynamic promoted but capped at 8.5%. So why 8.5? What is the reasoning behind that number? I'm not, I have no idea if that's good or not, but just curious why you selected that number. And Roman said, Ed, congrats on 1,000 subs. Awesome. Good job.
Sweet. Congrats, Ed.
Get those videos out, make the money. Yes. That's awesome. Ernie says Gen Z don't have any money to buy quality stuff. Well, good news for
none of them want to work.
Well, good news for Gen Z. There's a lot of sellers out there who don't have quality stuff that's trying to sell it. So it's perfect.
You come on over to Hot Desert Deals.
Yeah. Perfect. It's the kind of buyer we've been waiting for, right? No One Design 2 says, put the horned owl picture up for auction, and I want to buy that crystal ball curtain rod that he has up. You ever see Roman's live? It's like he's making his live from an interrogation room. With the ceiling fan and all. So
I don't even think interrogation rooms have fans.
Look, I wanted to confess about something, and every time I go and watch his live, I get kind of guilty. So Devon says, is eBay charging us 10 or 15% seller's fee now? That part hasn't changed. It's all category based. Some are much lower than this, but 13.25%, I believe, or is it 12.95% plus a 30-cent fee every time you make a sale. And I know some categories are cheaper than that. And then that's the organic final value fee. And then
I can't even keep up with fees. There's so many of them.
Well, there's different categories. So your media, I believe, is going to be a little cheaper in fees than say electronics and stuff like that.
I would hope so.
No bullshit says, absolutely, you're not complaining. It's an obvious fact. eBay has their head up their arse. So the easy way out is just to charge the sellers more.
You got that right.
But I just wonder where do they end it? I mean,
I know. I don't think it will end. I think it's gonna continue, and sadly, we're gonna have to keep putting up a fight to make any money.
Yeah. And then to show how out of touch this Jamie Iannone, CEO from eBay, said that we all have closets now.
Yeah, like Poshmark.
Not stores, but
yeah, we don't have stores. We have closets.
That kind of speaks to where this guy is actually shopping online, right?
He has
probably shopping on Poshmark.
Freaking idea what he's talking about.
He's probably one of those buyers the 6 million buyers that left the platform. And he's now buying on Poshmark and totally lost the terminology. Mary O says, promoted listings don't work for me. I sell mostly jewelry, and I usually try to list items that are not everyone has, but even on the rare occasion that I do, the promoted items don't sell any faster. So, it just really, I think it's category specific, really. Some categories probably shouldn't promote, but, take a look at that jewelry you have and evaluate who else is selling the same thing or similar.
Well, that's what she's saying is she's trying to list items that not everyone has.
Right. So if you are successful in that and you have stuff that not everyone has, then there is no reason to promote because you're a one-of-a-kind seller. You have one-of-a-kind items. And the whole purpose of promoting an item is to set yourself apart with your competition. So now Maybe you have similar jewelry to what others are selling, not quite the same. Maybe, just maybe, promoted is a thing if there's a lot of like items. Because again, think of your category as someone walks into a jewelry store and they see all these rings laid out into this case, right? So what's going to make your listing stand out? Now, if you're buried in the back, which is a non-promoted item, and they're looking for a ring with, say, a blue stone on it, right? And there's a bunch of blue stones, well, you're not going to stand out. But if there's only 1 or 2 blue stones, you have a better chance of catching someone's attention being back there in that back row. But if there's a bunch of blue stones on those rings, well, by promoting and bringing your item to the front of the case, that's kind of the first place someone will look, then you're increasing the chances that your item is going to be noticed and thus make the sale. So it's the same kind of idea when you're promoting your listing, I guess I'd say. Mark Sudik says they lost buyers, but how many sellers did they lose as well? That's a good question. I'm sure they lost quite a bit. New Design says, is John feeling well? 7 IMSs? What does that mean?
Is that how long it took for your?
Oh,
that's how long it took
okay.
for your monologue.
No, I just really.
He's not feeling well, actually, guys.
I don't look like I'm feeling well, but
he is not feeling well.
But you know what? The show must go on, right? So we get in here, and I get this thing that happens every once in a while where I get kind of like a migraine, and it's one of those migraines that just zaps you, and then you try to lay down for 45 minutes, and just I can't sleep, and it's one of those things where I just deal with, let the headache go away, come back, no matter how good or bad I'm feeling. I'm still going to just push right until I get through what I have to get through. So today is just not a fun day.
I want to boop his nose.
Today's not a fun day to have a lot of stuff on your plate, but guess what? We just push through, and some days you don't feel it and some days you do. But you guys, I got to tell you, I don't mind not feeling well and being in front of you guys. You guys are awesome. And it's something I truly look forward to, again, getting off eBay Island and just having a conversation with you guys for an hour and a half or so every, twice a week. Persnickety Picker says, hey, everyone, thanks for being here. And then NPC Oasis, hello, good evening, beautiful peoples. Thanks for being here. That's a couple new ones I haven't seen before.
I think I saw Oasis on Friday.
Okay. Josh Galt, thanks for being here, Josh. Good evening, all on the road. So listening only today. So as you said in your live earlier, you're putting me on radio mode. But hey, it's good that you're here. Thanks for being here with us. Chastity Grant. Chastity Grant says happy. See what happens? You have me Chastity, happy Monday, all. Beautiful today.
Thank you.
And then Daniel Lesage from Baton Rouge. I had a chance to talk to him over the weekend. Looked at his store and gave him some constructive criticism, and he took it very well. So hopefully you make some of the changes that we talked about. And
I want to try whatever's he's barbecuing on that grill.
Looks like some ribs.
Is that
there.
A smoker?
I don't know, but it looks like some ribs there. Love me some barbecue, that's for sure. Denise W. Flippin' Blonde. What is the W? That's the last name, I guess. Hello, all from New Hampshire. First time catching you guys live.
That's awesome.
Well, thank you for being here, Denise. We've got Brian Barrett says hello from Dallas, Texas. First time on the live.
Yes, I love
seeing good new people. That's awesome. Joy Goodno says hello, all. Thanks for being here, Joy. Mary O from Indiana, promoted listings don't work for me. I sell mostly jewelry. I think I read this already, but I think she posted it twice. It's not my fault. Just going down the list. Tommy, number 11 reseller in the house.
Number 11, is that what Rowan put you as?
No, that's what Tommy was. Tommy actually made the list.
Oh, Tommy made the list.
Even though he's retired from, it was the best YouTubers. Roman's favorite YouTuber.
How can you be one of the best if you're not even there anymore?
How do you get a top list if you've retired? So I don't know. Maybe Tom's
I
going to make
think
a
it's
comeback.
time to come out of retirement there, Tommy.
Maybe he's going to be like Tom Brady and come back.
Come on, we all want to see it.
Let's see. Tom is, oh wait, I'm 12. Kent was 11.
Oh.
That's true. And by the way, if Kent is listening out here,
He's here.
I don't know. It was brought to my
right
attention, I think, on Romans Live that that I blocked you, and so I went back to look, and it did show up as you being blocked. And I think either it's one of two things. Somehow you got blocked when Roman got blocked, and we found out like no one who would block Roman, and so that was a mistake. Or
Tommy would block Roman.
or it was a mod thing, and one of the mods maybe took something the wrong way. So I'm just gonna have to keep an eye on that list from now on.
Yeah.
Ernie says, I recommended everyone watch the Economic Ninja. There's some good content on how our economy is doing, valuable information. There's a lot of there's a lot of sites out there that'll talk about the different things going on with the economy. It's never a good thing when the Fed continues to raise interest rates. And I think Josh was talking about this a little bit earlier on his channel, that you're dealing with a lot of people who maybe are leaning on their credit cards more than ever to get through, and that's just putting a strain on things. So where does it end? When does it get better? I don't know. But a lot of these channels, I mean, it doesn't do any good to have your head in the sand, especially as a reseller. You want to be in tune with what's going on in the economic world around you, because I think that lies where the answer is, or I can't speak right, but there lies the answer for a lot of us that are not having as good a sales as we thought we should or we have in the past, because your buyers are in a little different financial situation. Now, when I say buyers, I'm not saying every single one, but I'm saying a certain percentage of your buyers aren't in as good of a place as they were a year ago, right? Just like eBay last year had 6 million more buyers. Well, they lost 6 million buyers. Well, how many buyers have we lost because of economic situations? People losing their job, people just barely making ends meet. You think they're really going to have extra money? That particular person's going to have extra money to buy something that they can technically do without. So that's just something that I think we all need to kind of be mindful of. Jerry's in the house. Thanks for being here. And Vinyl Rob says, do niche sellers get raw deals since their products get a certain audience, so their sales are not like that other guy? I'm not sure about that other guy. I don't know what guy, but it's okay. I don't need to know what guy. But as far as niche sellers, they don't get a better deal with eBay or anything like that. What they can potentially get is like, let's say you sell shoes. Let's say your name is Tommy Bernhard, and you have a podcast. You used to have a podcast. Say
Bernhard?
Yes, because he complained that people weren't using the H in his name on Romans Live. So I thought I'd throw that in there and make it pronounced, or pronounced, however you want to say it. And so if you're like Tommy, and you buy one type of thing, and like shoes, for instance, and you have a place where you can get bulk shoes, well, inherently you're probably going to get a good deal on the whole batch. If you went to that same person and said, I just want 2 pairs, you're probably going to be paying a little bit more. Someone like me or others that buy a lot of just different things, well, we're going to buy a couple things here, a couple things there, all different stuff, because that's all we can access. And we're probably not going to get the same kind of bulk deal. Maybe you can get away with that like at a yard sale. Like the one tactic that I like that Art of Resell does is and I love doing this too. You go and you pick an item that you are interested in, okay? And you go and not looking at anything else. Just you go and say, how much for this, whatever, okay? And they'll tell you a price. So that is a way to gauge where this seller is. Are they overpriced? Are they giving it away, right? And so if they're, in either case, you bundle this stuff up, and you're hopeful that, wow, if they're giving it away, just get as much as you can. And if they're not, you kind of just be selective about the stuff you're putting in your bundle, and then come at them with, how much are we talking, right? That works as a tactic that works well. But other than that, I think niching is ideal. I'm one that will say, if I could have a perfect world in reselling, it would be I'd have a dedicated, like 2 or 3 dedicated suppliers, because you never know when that one supplier is going to just not be available anymore. And I would run with it, just have that one type of item. But my situation is different than Tommy's situation. I don't have access to that, and I do the best that I can with my sourcing, which has gotten a lot better since last year. I can tell you that, and I'm happy with it. So I'm going to keep rolling with it. And then if an opportunity comes my way, where in the future I get a situation, a hand dealt to me, like say Tommy or somebody else, then hey, that's going to change my situation a little bit. So let's see here. IO Rhino says, everyone blame Nurse Flipper for these suggested promoted listing fees up so high. I don't really watch her channel, but I don't know, was she telling, I don't know anybody who just tell viewers. Yeah, I don't know anyone who just tell viewers to just jack up your promoted rates. Now, I was doing that in the sense that, look, guys, if you're at 2%, you're with everyone else, okay? The idea of promoted listings, you've got to get it through your mind that the idea of promoted listings is to separate your item from the competition. Mm-hmm. If you're hanging out with the competition, then you're really not utilizing promoted listings very good. Now, with that said, there's no way to know how much your competition's actually utilizing with promoted rates, but you got to draw a line. So somewhere above 2%, but not exceeding, I'd say 10% is my max. I don't know what your max is, but find that ideal spot. And I don't know what some of these other channels are actually saying. I don't watch a whole lot of content lately. I've been watching a few channels, a couple smaller channels that come up.
He's wrapped up into baseball, y'all. Don't let him fool you.
Well, it's going to get worse. But
football season is right around the corner. Yeah. It's the worst time of the year. I feel like I go, I'm single for an entire football season.
That's because she chooses not to participate. So that's the thing.
I don't understand football. I just see a bunch of grown ass men chasing a ball around a field.
But you can it's no different than watching, what is it? Love Island, or whatever the hell you make me watch in the middle of the night.
That for me, football is like brainless TV, just like Love Island is brainless TV. When I want to shut my brain off and not think at all, I will watch that type of stuff. Law and crime, I have to think a little bit.
And Roman says, that Raiders helmet behind John is worth much more than my owl. That's behind Jenna's head. That's a Howie Long signed helmet. Yeah, my kids got that for me a couple Christmases ago.
And it's signed.
Anytime Picker says, I hit the like button and Pups had a sale. And then Roman, what about the piece of paper that says like and subscribe? My granddaughter put that together. She designed that and everything.
She did that when he first started, so that's gonna be something that never goes away.
Yeah. Let's see.
If you're watching, Aubrey, we love you. We miss you.
Okay. Eddie says, just cleaned out and organized my storage unit again. Took about 4 hours. Glad my unit is air conditioned. I wouldn't spend an hour in this heat up in the hundreds all week. Yeah. It's hot out there in my garage. I think I need to get some Art Resell just redid his garage with a much, I think, more efficient AC unit than mine. And he added some insulation to his paneling in his garage door. And I'm wondering if that would help me. So I'm going to look into that, because that's one thing I haven't done. And, whether it's $100, $200, I think that would be well worth it. You're cheating again.
I'm sorry.
Mark says, John, Jenna looks all done up today. I think you need to do the right thing. Take Jenna out for a taco dinner and then after a show. Taco dinner? It's not Tuesday. Can't have tacos.
You can have tacos any day of the week.
It's more special.
Any day.
Maybe
tacos
tomorrow.
Is my favorite.
Sylvia Hunt says, hi, John and Jenna, guys.
Hi, Sylvia.
Thanks for being here. We got Mary Shao. Hi,
Mary.
it's true. Flipping ain't easy. Best name. Well, thank you. That all started as a joke, by the way. Back when I had my own department and in management, I kind of joked that because I was a part-time reseller. Yeah, I was gonna, leave my job and make a channel called Flipping Ain't Easy, and people thought it was kind of funny.
And here we are.
Yeah,
It was started out as just a joke.
Yep, and here I am, a complete joke. No, it's just a joke. I think there's some people out there that kind of believe that statement.
Some people are assholes.
There's 4 people that always out there hit the thumbs down button, no matter, and they're very fast at doing it. So there's at least 4 haters out there that
let them hate. That
statement.
means you're doing something right.
Grateful Dad ATX says, use the AI for the first time today. Revised the listing for Nike. So far, I liked it. Funny, I didn't even know about it until I watched your video earlier. Nice. Just be careful.
Yeah.
The good thing is it's using the information in your listing, right? So just make sure that if you're piggybacking off of another listing to launch it, that you get rid of all that warranty information. And some people like to put in there free shipping, free returns, free tax, which I think is, I don't know how they can do. It's ridiculous, but make sure that your listings don't have any of that stuff in the additional item specifics.
Thank you for the compliments on my hair. All I did was curl it.
Let's see. Anytime Peter Roma says Archie is busy today, is picking up 1 million VH tapes for free. I would doubt it.
I have some you can have.
He's been there and done that. And then Hustle and Grow says, what's up, John? If I didn't know any better, I'd think that Jenna had a professional stylist in the back room. So where's the money from the smaller store goes? No, she literally will take hours and she will just go in, she'll do her hair, she'll do her face, put on the war paint, and it's like that is a priority all the time.
Let me just set the record straight. I don't leave this house ever, literally ever, unless we are going out to dinner, which is not very often lately, a trip to California, and that's it. Literally, I do not go anywhere. He does the grocery shopping. Sometimes we have it delivered. I don't leave.
You do.
And so on Mondays and Fridays when we have a live, I take my sweet ass time and I put on makeup. And if I feel like it, I'll curl my hair.
But let's get this straight. A lot of this not leaving stuff is definitely by her choice. She does.
Where am I going to go?
I don't know. We've had chances to go out to the casino.
But I'm not a gambler, you guys. I do not. I want, if I'm going to give my money away, I want something tangible back.
Yeah, like a jackpot.
No, that doesn't happen for me.
Well, it is what it is. But
that's not my kind of fun. It's his kind of fun, but it's not my kind of fun.
You just got to know where to play. You can't just be mindlessly putting your money in these machines. You got to have a strategy.
Oh, well, whatever.
CM Retro Gaming says, if you have to put famous YouTuber in your ad, you're probably not that famous.
I totally agree. That's what I said. You're probably not famous.
And then when I looked this person up, I said, she looks like one of my school teachers back in elementary school.
Ew.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You did look her up, though?
Well, Archie told me who she was, and I'm like, okay, well, who's that? Never heard of that person before. It's funny. You see these channels, and they have 100,000 subs, or in this case, like 80,000 subs, and you're wondering, how come I never heard of this person before? I don't know. Hopefully, you guys don't think that about me. What if I'm lucky enough to get that high?
There's so many resellers on YouTube. There are a lot. I will admit, I don't watch a whole lot of resellers on YouTube because, as you all know, when I'm working, I am a crime junkie. I will watch every court case. I will watch every trial. And like he said last night, I can't understand how you can watch these trials from start to finish because it's intriguing to me. I learn a lot, and it's just something I've always been interested in. I always wanted to be an investigator, but I never went about going to do it. But, it's something that I enjoy. So finding these YouTubers that I've never seen before. I cannot remember the name of their channel, but it's something grandma pops and grandma, or grandma and somebody, I don't know, but they're funny as hell. And oh my gosh, she reminds me of
They're eBay. They're eBay.
They're eBay resellers, but they are funny. And the grandma, she doesn't look like a grandma at all, like me, and she's got a sense of humor much like mine. You know, the slip of the tongue. You know, it's she's just funny. But yes.
So Tanya wants to know, what's the reason for not doing estate sales? Well, my reason for not doing estate sales is I'm always looking to buy as low as possible. Okay. I am not one of those resellers that will pay up for something that I just have to resell. It doesn't matter to me what I'm selling, as long as there's plenty of profit. And when I go to estate sales, I'm encountering higher prices, higher than I would like to pay. And of course, you get there on those days where they mark everything down, and it's still, to me, it's like pick through. So you're really just kind of grabbing what's left. So I'll go to estate sales once in a while, but I haven't had a whole lot of luck at estate sales, just looking at the prices. I'm talking about the ones out here in Vegas. And I get it. These companies that do these estate sales, they're trying to get as much money as they can. So they have a formula that they use. But those are the reasons why I don't do it. I just haven't.
I just don't like to walk through people's homes. That's mine. I just don't like to walk through people's homes, especially knowing, okay, it's an estate sale, so which means they're no longer with us, which is a little creepy. Or maybe, who knows? The crime person in me makes me think weird things, and I don't want to be walking through somebody's personal home. Just don't like
it. I wouldn't mind it as long as the prices are good, but they're not.
But the prices are never good. They always want too much.
And so that's how I think I'm successful with what I'm doing on eBay, because the number one priority, the number one thing you guys should be doing is finding items and getting them as cheap as you can. That's why someone gets mad at me. I'll talk about a yard sale, and I haven't gone to a yard sale in a hot minute. But when I talk about yard sales,
hot minute is literal.
Yeah, people get mad at me because you ripped that person off. They told you $10, you came back with $5, right? And it's that idea. It's that mindset that people have, that when they say, "Oh, take $10," you don't come back and say $5, right? So you pay up $10. And then that item sells for $30. You're going to make about $17 after fees. Hopefully you're adding shipping to that. I'm going to make a few bucks more and I might be able to come down more on my price because I'm only into it for $5. Right. So
I've seen lots of people who are doing yard sales do the same thing. And I just wonder why would you criticize him or I or us for doing this, or any reseller for doing that? It's a garage sale, for God's sakes. It's not like you're at the store and you're, walking around in let's just say Kohl's, and you're like, hey, can I get this for $2? No, it doesn't.
Well, I mean, look, it's theft if you walk away with it. If you just put it in your pocket and leave, that's shoplifting, even at a yard sale. No one's doing that. No one would consider doing that. But look, you don't know that seller's mindset. Maybe look, I don't care what I get. There's a lot of people who do yard sales and say, look, I don't care what I get for this stuff.
As long as I can get rid of it.
As long as I can I'm just trying to clear out my garage. Mm-hmm. You're helping me move this stuff out of here. Yep. And there's times that people say, look, take more of it. I'll give you a deal on all of it.
I'll give it to you for free. And just take more.
Yeah. There's people, if you ever gone to a yard sale where they have a tub of stuff out there for free, and you go in like, wow, this is some stuff that has some kind of value. Sure, I'll take it. They could have asked $1 a piece, but they're just trying to get rid of it. Yeah. So look,
otherwise it's going to go to a donation place, and it's going to end up in Salvation Army or Savers or a trash can, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
So at least they're getting a couple bucks for it.
Yeah, so it's one of those things as resellers, guys.
That was a long tangent for one question.
But your job really is, as resellers, is to keep your costs low. Yeah. Whether you're buying shipping supplies for eBay or whether you're buying stuff to resell on eBay, and you shouldn't feel bad look, if two adults get together and shake hands on a deal, you're happy with the deal, they're happy with the deal for whatever reason, then that's all that should matter, right? Now, if you're being manipulative, if you're doing some weird stuff to get these prices, then that's something that you have to sleep with, right? But for me, I don't lose any sleep over the deals that I make, and I'm really, it fires me up when I find an item really cheap.
Especially if
to
the
resell.
person agreed to it.
Right.
The person agreed
All
to
of
it.
that. Well, there's no sale that's not agreed to. That's
Right.
Otherwise it's theft.
I know, but then you have these people who come on and they attack. Well, would you counter? You know, why did you counter so low? This is the art of. I hate to say his name.
He's not even on here.
I know.
Trademark.
Art of resell. I mean, that's just what it is.
But you know, how many times have those people who do barter at a yard sale, which is kind of what that's for, how many times have been told no? I've been told no, that I can't take that for that. Okay, fine. So you put it down and you move on to the next item. There's been times that I've tried to barter with people at yard sales.
Yeah.
They're not coming down the price. After the second or third item that interests me and I don't get the price that I need to be in the item for, I'll put it away, tell them, have a great day. Thank you for your time.
Good luck on
and
your sale.
I'll go to the next sale, and that's it. So I don't know. I just think there's a lot of people who, maybe I guess feel like they don't have those skills to barter, and then they want to just go on front of their keyboard and hate on those people who are successful. But maybe that's a skill that those folks need to develop. But Biff says the famous YouTuber was probably giving out signed 8x10s.
They probably were.
Wow.
Can you? Oh my God! Can you imagine?
Thomas says no one is famous in the reselling niche. The biggest are beyond minute compared to big resellers.
Yeah.
CM Retro Gaming says that would be like if you said you're under arrest, but look in the bright side, you're getting arrested by a famous YouTuber.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boy, let's see what else we have here, because I am notoriously falling behind. Sylvia says, John, you better take this beautiful girl to dinner. Makeup is very expensive, and she looked wow.
Aw, thank you, Sylvia.
Thank you very much. Yeah, well, I'll feed her tonight at some point. Dinner. Come on. Henri Squad says they keep sending us lending offers so we can scale up. Yeah, they do send they want you to get more in debt. Don't get in debt to buy stuff to sell on eBay. That doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
Thumble Munch says in paid
Thumble Munch.
Yeah, in
Thimble Munch.
unpaid CPC advertising, there's diminishing returns for each item. More money doesn't mean more sales. More money doesn't mean more sales because you can throw as much money or promoted rates you want at a bad item, it's still not going to sell. But an item that's kind of just middle of the road, and everyone else is selling that type of item, I can tell you that more traffic can lead to more sales. Devon's doing 5% now.
John is thinking about Sizzler, is my guess. We have no Sizzler to go to.
No Sizzler. Devon says, I've been listing at a 5% now. Okay.
Yeah.
And see if that does you any good. See if that's better than where you were at. That's kind of the whole point of it.
Yeah.
Tommy says, the harder it gets, the better it is for the ones that can do it. Very, very true. Charles McBride says, need a seller union. 10% is too high. You're giving 25% of your profit to eBay. Yeah. That's why sourcing low is so important, because there's times that I'm promoting at 10% as a max and I'm giving good deals on my stuff, and I'm still making 10, 15x profit on some of the stuff that I'm selling. But for your first statement, though, you will never get a seller union. Okay. You'll get 10 to 15% of people who will sign on to that, and the other 85% will prosper when the other 15% will stop selling, right? So you'll never get enough sellers on board to get eBay's attention. CM Retro Gaming, they need to get rid of that 30-cent transaction fee. That's a leftover PayPal fee that they adopted for managed payments. There's no need for it, and it kills the margin on small sales. There is a need for it for eBay because let's throw a really rough number. I'm sure 10 million sales a year. Don't even know if I'm anywhere close. Say eBay has 10 million sales a year. Well, that 30 cents just got them what? $300,000 in extra revenue. Is that right? I think that's right. 30 cents on the dollar. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a lot more than that. My math is screwy. It's probably quite a bit more than that, but it's extra revenue that they generated, and most people will blink an eye at 30 cents. Okay. So I understand where you're coming from, but that eBay is, don't be surprised if eBay puts that to 50 cents. Let me put it that way. Every little way that they can jack up some kind of a price, eBay is going to come up with when they realize you can't, after you get over 20%, it's going to drive people away. So no one designs eBay after the magical experience. It is going to be the mythical creatures to drive sales. Yeah, it's just, you're going to need those unicorns to find your item. Sylvia says, John, my prices are low and eBay wants me to send offers. What do you think to do? Sorry, my English. No, your English is probably as good as mine reading it. So I can tell you that I kind of do that already. I have low prices, but I have low costs, so I can send an offer, right? And if you're just doing it for the boost, because when you send an offer to Watcher, that item inherently gets a boost for like 24 hours. And the reason why I know that is because many times I will send an offer on that item and it'll sell at full ask. And it's more than a coincidence, because we're talking about stuff that might have been sitting for a while. I finally have someone that wants or is interested in it. I give them an offer and someone else buys it. And I know that someone else is buying it because they're buying it at full price. So for that reason, I would say 5%. So do the very lowest you can. So how do you know what the lowest amount is to submit on an offer to Watcher? Well, go in and put a cent less than what you have it for sale, and it'll come back in red. This is the lowest you can put on an offer. Put that amount. That's 5%.
Yeah, it makes me so mad when I've already got the price like so low. We've already got a coupon. We've already got a discount or sale going on. And then you have to send an offer. It pisses me off. And he's like, just send an offer. And I'm just like, I don't want to. I don't want to. It's already so cheap. Like, just freaking buy it.
Yeah, but just put 5%, play the algorithm. And we have Kent Daigle's in the house, so just want to know why he hasn't been here with us in a while. So thanks for being here. Sorry about all that. Steadfast Selections, Renee, eBay averages 12.9% plus 30 cents. So that, yeah, it's pretty close, but some categories are different. I think that's kind of the average. Grateful Dad says, yeah, I can't believe eBay still gets away with charging fees on tax too. I hate that. Seems illegal somehow. I mean, on its face, it's kind of dirty. It looks bad, but I look at the alternatives, and I've said this many times before. The alternative is you're going to have to, as a reseller, you're going to collect that tax, and you're going to have to keep track for every state. There's like 40 some odd states that have sales tax. You're going to have to keep track for every state that you collect. And then every quarter, you're going to have to send that money into the state. So if you have a hard time right now finding time for reselling, you're going to have a really tough time to do that, to do all that accounting. So eBay knows this. They know that that's the alternative. So they charge that and look, they're doing the work. They're doing the work to collect that and to send it off to the states. It's not as bad as some of the other fees. That is not as bad of a money grab to me than other things that eBay does. So I will give them a pass on that one, even though it does look shady. I think for a lot of people it's shady, but if you really consider the alternative, you certainly don't want to deal with that.
I agree with Ed's next comment.
If they want it to be like Poshmark, then they should adapt the 3-day rule. Once rated or 3 days past, can't open a return no matter what. I agree. Mercari does the same thing. But look, if they did that, let's just look at the reality. If eBay was to tomorrow come back and make this one of their magical innovations, it would you'd lose a lot more than 6% of your, or 4% of your buying power. People would be gone. People would leave the site. eBay's got to do everything they can to keep the buyers on the platform. And that means catering to these bad buyers,
But I'm sorry, they don't need no 30 days.
Well, it's also allowing these bad buyers to have their layaway program.
Huh.
I think this whole thing where eBay, they can put all this money into these other things that they're trying to implement on the site, like bad AI on the app, and then totally just kicking the can down the road to force these buyers to pay for our items that we give them a deal on. I think they're afraid that if they make every buyer pay right away, then they're going to lose more buyers on the platform. And I think they're really afraid of losing more buyers. And I just wish they'd understand, look, advertising to key demographics is a key way to get more people to your platform. It's obvious. I don't know why they're not doing this. If you're going to spend money to develop a site that's going to attract Gen Z, then why don't you advertise to those people? I don't know. Tommy says promoted still helps because you show up in other people's listings. That's true too. For that reason, that's a good point. Steadfast Selections says, I no longer promote more than 7% because I don't want to pay more than 20% in fees. Now that I'm using a listing service, I'm lowering the promotions a bit, getting more sales using a listing service. Right. Getting more sales because you're getting more items up, that type of thing.
Ooh, what a beautiful horse.
So yeah, it's just a balancing game. You got to play and just find that sweet spot where you don't want to pay that extra amount. Nobody does. But if it's helping you get more sales, that's the whole point. And the reselling writer says, does promoted also appear when someone already bought something from someone else? Yeah, because it's another place for eBay to put your items. So like, how about the magical innovation that eBay gave us a long time ago of buyers that are canceling as soon as they buy your item and found better price, right? That's somebody that promoted and eBay showing that item. What did you do? You whacked your arm?
I hurt myself at the concert, and I just
go put a bandage on it.
It's itching so bad.
Go put a bandage on it. She's sitting here bleeding like a stuck pig, and go put a bandage on it. Okay, yeah, that's not good. Tommy Z says eBay's goal, everyone does 20% promotions. That's their goal, but they're not going to get everyone to do that. I promise you that. Purple Cactus Sales says soon I will promote at 50%. So after all fees, we'll just be selling on eBay for no profit. Maybe we'll wait for government bailout. Just a random thought. Well, why stop at 50? Let's all do 100%. Let's pay eBay everything we make on the sale, right? Plus a percentage over and above that. I think that'd be great. I think eBay would love that. Why do they even have that as an option? Do they really think someone's going to do 100%? Someone that's not dumb like me and just to make a video to do it? Other than that, why would anyone put 100%? I'd rather hit the donate button. I certainly wouldn't. I'd rather donate that to some charity than give it to eBay. That's just my thought on that. Henri Squaw says, I set a new weekly dollar goal a while back. In the last few weeks, I've been so close. Sales stop approximately $30 short. Then after my payout, sales magically start again. I keep plugging away. Keep plugging away. Maybe if you say let's say $100 a day to your listing goal, right? Maybe add 150. Add more to that goal, and I think maybe you'll get there. Thanks, Roman. Feel better, John. I do. Just talking to you guys. I mean, I think there's something magical about this stuff. I know it's not good for you, but it's called Mio, and it's in you add it to your water. I swear, guys, I'm dragging here like 15 minutes before we start, and it's like I'm just like on one. I don't know what it is, but it's awesome. Craig says, almost missed this, but you didn't. That's all that matters. So Joshua Bell says, hi everyone. Yeah, migraines aren't fun. Feel better. I feel better right now. So thank you. A lot of well wishes. So thank you on that. Rocky Top Picker says, hey y'all, getting ready to head to the 127 sale. Hope you have a good week. Yeah, you too. Good luck on the sales out there. It's one of those kind of sales I wouldn't mind doing. That sounds like fun. Getting out there, but instead of selling and dealing with other resellers, competition, it's the competition of buying your stuff, and that's that's going to be tough. So do the best you can on that. I hear sometimes people get some pretty good deals. Kent says it's all good. I deserve it. Trust me. No, that's all right. That's one of those things that happened to Roman, and I didn't know it happened to anyone else, so I apologize. Minnie Duke says sales been slow for me due to not listing. It's brutally hot for my taste. Yeah, but we just got to get in there, and I kind of adapted to the heat now out in the garage, and whereas like a month ago I was like, ugh, this is too much.
Once you start sweating, you just feel like you're in a sauna.
You good now? Got a bandage on it?
Yeah, but it's bleeding pretty good. It won't stop.
Rosie Games says, hello, John and Jenna. Glad to see your sales are keeping you busy. The AI features have potential for many, but as you said, we must still put an effort in proofreading the material, for example, be well. Well, you do, but then you don't. If you saw the second video I put out this morning, it's actually a good thing that they're not going outside of the listing to obtain the data to put together your item description. So as long as your item specifics are accurate, you can, for the most part, trust that it's going to do a good job with the data that it has. But then again, it may fluff up your item to be a little fluffier than you want the buyer to think it is. And maybe you still need to just verify it. No One Design 2 says, does anyone know when the English talk battle between Roman and John is going to be? I want to put that live on my calendar. English talk battle.
That would be funny.
Roman wins that all the time. He'll win that all the time.
Roman, you should have John on your show.
But I do got to say, because I'm a fan of rounders, I want to hear him say one time on his live, pay that man his money. I want to hear him say that one time. He beat me straight up. I want to hear him say that one time. Let's see. Tommy says niche has the advantage of repeat business and less thought when doing the same thing over and over. Right. I mean, you get fast. You get fast because I can tell you from experience, just in dealing with the amount of shoes we had from that one haul, we got better as, learning techniques and just flying through the shoes. But yeah, like if you're selling a lawnmower and then you're going over and you're selling a dog wheelchair, those are two different processes when you're listing, right? And I got to tell you, it's a scary ass process when you're dealing with a lawnmower, one of those push mowers, and blades are flying when you move the wheels. It's like I've gone through about a dozen of those things, and I'm scared as hell.
And John's very dangerous. He's not careful. He's like a bull in a china shop, so it scares the living hell out of me.
Yeah, so it's definitely a different process for different things. Ed, the reselling writer says, I don't have an access to the same deal that Tommy has, but I do get a decent deal on my shoes more than other people that buy from my area.
Oh, that's good. Good.
And I'd say that LA is probably a tough place to buy stuff. I mean, the concentrated number of people, more people who want that stuff and are simply willing to pay more than you probably should be into it for. You find that same haul, say, out, let's say 70 miles east of LA in the Riverside County area, you're probably going to pay a little bit less. Callie Deb says, Nurse Flipper doesn't tell people to do what she does, but she promotes higher than the suggested. And then because
why would you do that?
I think that the idea is you just want to move your stuff. So if you're willing to, there's some thought process out there that, look, I'd rather take $5 less for this item than to get $5 more in 2 weeks. If I sell it for $5 less tomorrow and get rid of it and take that same money and move on to something else rather than to sit on it. I get it, but I think that you're just playing into eBay's hand when you're doing that. I would challenge anyone to show me, and this is going to be kind of hard to prove, but if you're promoting at 15% versus 10%, how much more sales or traffic you're getting from that difference. So for me, happy place is 10%. I'm making good sales. I think we're almost at 500 a day. So 500 a day. And remember, eBay doesn't take days off. It's 24 hours, 7 days a week, unless they shut their servers off or whatever they do. And I got to tell you that for me, it is one of those things where you have a 9 to 5, you're working 5 days a week, unless you're working overtime. eBay gives you income every day. So if you're making $500 a day, multiply that times 30 for most months, that's $15,000 in sales. And if you're running at a 50% margin, I'm a happy guy. Let's see. Jovial says, anyone else getting those make an offer sent to your phone and emails from eBay, guessing they're generated from prior searches? I got 4 in 2 days for items I've never searched. Never got one of those. Also says, one was for a car part from the UK. Why would I want to buy a car part from the UK when they're for sale in the US? And I never searched for the item. Yeah. You know, and that's your magical innovation that eBay is putting together for you.
Your phone is listening to you, or the background. Jennifer, 2024. That's Nobody wants me for 2024
Steadfast
or
elections.
Any other year.
Says, by the way, Kat, the nurse flipper doesn't recommend high promoted fees. She just says where she promotes her listings. She gives great eBay advice and has made a lot of money on eBay. And that last statement is really all that matters. Yeah. You know, it doesn't matter what you're promoting at. If you're making the money that you're happy with, then good for you. The only thing that I'd say is just be careful I think collectively, I think we can all drink the Kool-Aid, and that's exactly what eBay wants. I'm doing so within some guidelines. Drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm working within some guidelines. For me, it's 10%. That's just the way it is.
I drink my own mixed beverage.
Devon agrees with you, Jenna. Same here. Jenna, football I do not understand, but the baseball I do. My son played for years.
Same here. I'm a huge Angels fan, but football, it's just too much. It's just too much.
Tommy says, because they pay to be seen on local platforms, I don't understand how people can be confused about seeing international listings. There's literally a box to check to make your listings do the same. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are confused on that. And I don't do any international simply for me because my stuff is just too large. It just doesn't make sense for me, at least. If I sold the stuff I sold, say, a year ago, for the most part, then I'd look into actually doing it, but I'm opted out. Mo Better Goods says, hello from Columbia, South Carolina.
Well, hello, Mo Better.
And Devon says, are you kidding me? So many haters. There's lots of them out there. I look, I'm not the only channel that has haters. You hear a lot of creators talk about trolls and haters and stuff like that. But you know what? Hey, if you don't like the channel, you know what I mean?
They still watch.
Right. So obviously it pops up in their feed because they're watching they have no problem listening to the information and advice, not only that I give, that you guys give, the banter, but they just want to hate for some reason. So, you know, that
just means we're doing something right.
I don't know. I don't know what it means, but I know that it doesn't have to be that way, but unfortunately it is. So it is what it is.
People are just people.
It'd be eBay employees. It could certainly be that. You know, I am not the nicest to eBay, but you know what? It has nothing to do with me not liking eBay. It has everything with me just being honest about what I see. I'm calling balls and strikes here. Unfortunately, eBay's throwing more balls out of the zone than they are strikes, and that's what's happening. I try to give them the benefit of the doubt. Like the first video that I made on Sunday about this AI, I even gave them kudos. Hey, good job. Just to find out it's not the magical innovation that they're trying to make us believe that it is. Disgruntled Octopus says, I have 6 subscribers and get attacked by a random thumbs down. Always makes me laugh. Yeah, I just don't know what it is.
Yeah, I wouldn't even pay any. In the beginning, it was really hard to read. But then you move on from it. Your skin gets pretty thick, and you just, I mean, yeah, there are some comments when they make comments about me personally that pisses me off, and I make him do something.
Well, but now that you said that, you're going to get a couple in the comments.
I mean, I don't care. You can have your own opinion about me, and it's none of my business. However, I know who I am, and I know my husband very well. And if you're going to attack us, at least know what you're talking about.
All right. So Josh says, Jesus, John, your account's going to be gone soon if you keep talking about eBay like that. The first half of the video. Well, hey, if the truth is...
Hey, it would have been gone a long time ago.
I think they've learned a valuable lesson with the whole Ina Steiner situation. I hope they have. Where, you know, it doesn't do them any good to go after people that disagree with them. And you know what? There's merit to it. These are facts that we're giving. This isn't like I woke up and said, yeah, it feels like eBay lost 6 million buyers. So let's talk about that today. Yeah. No, it's been reported. That's, and they try to fluff up. This CEO tries to fluff up what should be construed as bad news. But because they're able to show a little bit of an increase in revenue off of our backs, it's not such bad news. Well, I got news for you. It's not good news. Anytime you hurt a seller, I think it's horrible. And whether it's a buyer trying to hurt sellers, other sellers trying to hurt sellers, or eBay actively trying to hurt sellers, I think it's a bad thing. Steadfast Selections says, Jenna, you're beautiful and your makeup is tastefully done, so it looks natural.
Thank you, Renee.
Well, I've got to tell you, it better look tastefully done because she watches so many videos on this topic that she better utilize some of those skills. Just being real, honey. Is right. Mike Camparelli says, I find that AI does add some technical data on my electronic listings, and I didn't originally mention, but I do fact check before I launch. Yeah, it's always a good idea to do that. And just to add to what I was saying, though, all the makeup aside, you are beautiful without the makeup. So that's what frustrates me about you putting on the makeup all the time, because you don't need it. And that's where I'll draw the line there.
Thank you. What do you want?
And Tommy says, flipping ain't easy, but neither is divorce. Tread lightly. That's funny. That's Roman says, Tommy, we have a local Russian guy selling black caviar, and it is so priced up that can sell 20 jars and buy a new Tesla.
Wow.
But you can buy a jar of that, and then you can make a fart in a jar and list it on eBay if you want, caviar style. Sure, that
Grams and Pops, that's who it is. Yes. I love them.
No Design says, the reason why Jenna is able to watch the crime and trial shows is because she's learning. Careful, John. She's learning, yes. Ping G says, I watched Resell Rabbit attend a reseller gathering in the Midwest, and I did not recognize one speaker at all. So there is a whole world out there that we don't know about.
That's exactly right. That's what I was saying, is there are so many resellers out there, and not even a quarter of them have YouTube channels. So, it's a whole world of people.
I'm willing to bet that person that you did not recognize as a speaker didn't put an ad out that they were a famous YouTuber.
Yeah, they were too much.
Sammy Hall says, what about the niche lady thinks that her YouTube, she's in Vegas? Well, I didn't mention the name.
Lady?
Yeah. I think that's the person that had the famous sale.
Oh. I didn't know her name.
Let's see. Steadfast Selections.
Annie Elise is my favorite. And
what are you talking about?
The Lawyer You Know.
What are you talking about?
Those are my favorite, Tommy.
Nobody knows what you're talking about.
Tommy does.
Okay, but
Devon
there's 158 other people that are watching right now that have no idea what the hell you just said.
They're called crime shows.
Steadfast Selection says, I don't go to estate sales all that often, but the best ones are always when the family's doing the sale instead of an estate sale. Yeah, I just get unlucky, and I get these people that really are there. I don't know if they're getting paid. They really don't seem all that interested, and they give me a price that's like way too high, and it's like, I guess I'm not buying anything here. Jackie P says, cooler here in Phoenix. How about you? Yeah, we
have a lot of cloud cover, and there's also a lot of smoke. So there's no sun to be had out. It's really gloomy and ugly. We do have a poor air quality alert right now.
Yeah.
So it's just weird. It's 104.
Grateful Dad X is the only good thing about Texas summers. Nobody goes to the outdoor sales, estate or otherwise. I clean up on day 2 and 3 when it's all 50% off. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've just never been fired up to stop what I'm doing. As long as I'm able to source the way I do, that's just going to be a secondary way of getting stuff. That Stranger says, my experience with estate sales is they're always too high. Mm-hmm. If they're going to have more reasonable prices, then they'd have a yard sale. Yeah. Steadfast Selections. Renee says, I always barter. If they don't like the price, they say no. If you want it, you pay their price. It's easy. Right. That's just the bottom line. Sonny's in Las Vegas. Thanks for hanging out with us today. And want to see you on the show at some point down the road. Hit me up. Biscuit Butt says, when you're married to a reseller, you can't cheat on him by watching others.
Yes, you can.
Let's see. That stranger says, I haven't heard about this famous YouTuber, but I'll have to keep my eye out for them so I cannot like it.
Yeah.
Oh, gee. I don't want to hate on any other channel out there. That's why I don't say the name, but it's just cringy to me. Anytime you come out saying I'm famous because I have 80-something thousand subs, it's pretty sad.
They're probably all bots.
Let's see. Sonny says, Archie, I'd let you take me out with those views you're raking in. I don't know. I'm starting to think that Archie's like, he's subscribed to one of those people like VAs that you find on Fiverr that promise you like 10,000 subs in like 2 months, and they'll put these bots on your account. I'm not saying he does that, of course not, but I'm just saying it seems kind of suspicious because I've never seen an account go from 0 to 500 that fast.
He didn't have 0.
Well, he had literally like hardly anything under 50. I think he made one video last year and then he came back and started again. And
when you have friends in the reselling YouTube community, that's what happens.
Roman says, Archie, when I eventually will go to Vegas, we will take Sonny with us to an all-you-can-eat place. Well, don't forget me. I'll go. I like food.
He loves food.
Tanya says, eBay just refunded my buyer $200 rather than allowing for an insurance claim out of their own pocket, not mine. So that's where our fees are going. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And anytime someone says, no problem, eBay paid the buyer, it's not out of my funds. Well, there's one thing I always remember that my economics teacher told me. Actually, it's the only thing I remember from that class. He'd always daily tell us there's no free lunch. And it became clear through many examples that like this, somebody has to pay that $200, right? That money has to come from somewhere. Yeah. And it's coming out of maybe a very small percentage of what we pay, collectively, but we're paying that. Let's see here. I think, did they ever come for FedEx?
Yeah, they came at the same time as
USPS.
Awesome. I was really happy.
Rich Colby says the fees are for everything we have to pay. Running sales coupons are just part of the game. If you want to make sales, it'll be tough to do so not using these tools. I agree.
Right, and I agree 100%. Just imagine if you had a brick and mortar. Imagine the advertising, the costs to run the store. I mean, you have to kind of weigh your pros and cons with each way of selling. And I feel that doing it on eBay, it's just the price you pay for reselling.
And as far as the whole promoted or final value fees and promoted listing fees off of the sales tax, I do 4 surrounding states with my other sales. And yes, it's the pits doing it every quarter. I'm so glad that eBay takes care of the sales tax for me. So if you sell locally, which I don't, but if you sell locally, you're supposed to retain and charge and retain that money you collect for sales tax. And then quarterly, you send it off to the state. So if I think she is going to 4 different states in her area, and that's the way you're supposed to do it. Now, a lot of people do it under the table, which you're not supposed to do. But if you're doing it right, that's a pain in the butt, even 4 states.
Look at Larry Todd decided to join us.
Let's see. That stranger said the fees on tax is not fun, but I'd rather that than have to pay the tax myself to different states. No, I just never get around to doing it. It'd be a pain in the butt. You'd lose sellers left and right from that.
Yeah.
And believe me, eBay, they're doing it as a benefit to us, but knowing the alternative, they would lose a lot of people selling on this platform if they had to do it themselves. We have howdy, late as usual. That's Todd. Larry Todd is in the house. Thanks for being here.
Todd, Larry Todd.
Yep. Still Larry to me.
He
even sounds, if you ever listen to him, he sounds more like a Larry than a Todd. So I'm just going to stick with me.
What does a Todd or a Larry sound
It sounds
like?
just, I think of Larry's having more of an accent. like a Southern drawl kind of thing than a Todd. I don't know. That's just me. Josh Avenando says, any advice to increasing sales after closing my store for 2 months? Well, if you're coming back after a 2-month hiatus, just know that it may be slow going when you first come back, but just be consistent. Make it a point to list daily, even though you don't have to, because you're building a habit. You're building a habit of listing daily, and eBay likes consistency. Where are we at here? Got to kind of catch up here. Rodney Rivera's in the house. eBay is close to becoming a pyramid scheme, pretty much,
Yeah.
with them taking most of the profits pretty soon.
Tanya's asking, what is the 127?
What is the 127 sale? It's a yard sale that kind of goes from one state, like the length of a state, I believe. Someone correct me on that, because I've never been, but it is just a very long, crazy yard sale that you can never hit in a day. Acid Varsity says, if you had access to an air-conditioned warehouse in Vegas, would you consider doing storage unit videos? I wouldn't, because that's not my cup of tea. I know Archie would be on that, and that's probably where he's going with a lot of his content, would be storage unit videos. That's Biscuit Butt. To me, I'm not, it doesn't excite me. Storage units, I've seen too many situations where, storage units are staged or you just get crap. And there's various reasons why people let their storage units go. But one of those reasons is because it's like, this stuff's crap. It's not even worth me picking it up. So I'm just going to leave it. So for me, it's just not my cup of tea.
Because you never know what you're getting.
It
could be a jackpot, or it could be an absolute fail.
I'm not at a point in my reselling career where I have to take chances like that.
Yeah. Amazon seller 99 said, go back up.
I'm trying to
just hire a gardener and use the time to list. We don't have anything to garden. We have rocks. We live in Vegas.
No,
there is no grass.
Amazon sellers see me play golf, though. That's probably what he's talking about. Because I'm always raking. I'm always raking, and I'm always
no. Because you were talking about the lawnmower earlier.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we have rocks.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to trim trees every once in a while.
Oh, she doesn't trim trees. She murders the trees. That bush, you kill.
You know what? He's really, really gonna have to buy me tacos tonight.
You almost killed that bush. I was afraid it was never gonna grow back.
You walk outside. We live in the desert.
Yeah.
And our trees have to be pruned, and sometimes that looks like a murder situation. And I just took my skills that I learned from, all these crime shows, and I put them towards the tree instead of you.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well.
And it grew back.
Yeah. After 2 months?
2 months.
Moon Mug says, if you promote at say 15%, that has to affect your sell rate as you're showing your item to buyers who are not looking for your item. I don't know if it's going to show buyers your item that's not looking for it. It's going to show it be more prominent to those who are or have similar search results.
Right.
I don't think if someone's looking for a weed whacker, that they're going to be showing a baseball bat, unless you just have that baseball bat set up in the wrong category. John Gaynor's in the house, says, hi, Jenna and John. I found over the 20 years of selling on eBay, you have to love being a reseller to get through the problems that come up each day. Found it's better than any job I had.
That is so true.
I often ask myself, why didn't I do this years ago?
Like this morning, he was having a rough start to the day.
And that's where we're going to leave it.
And we're not going to go there any farther. However, he loves what he does.
That's right. And I didn't have a tantrum or anything, but I got I was to the point where
but you're going on about it.
I'm going on without it, without going on without it. But I was just having a moment this morning, because it was just like everything I did was going wrong.
It was one thing after.
And I'm like, what? Okay, but that's all I'm going to say about that. That stranger says, from what I've heard, YouTube no longer cares. It's a thumbs up or down. It's still interaction, and they're helping. Yeah, that's fine. The trolls want to troll. They can. But it just, look, I think inherently as creators, we want to put our time out there. And I think we just if anything, you just want to feel like it's appreciated. And for someone to take the time to hit a thumbs down, it's just like, really?
But it doesn't matter. It's still engagement. So
it is.
I don't care anymore.
Yeah, it is. You're right. We have Sandra Mantion in the house. Hopefully I got that right. Jenna, you're awesome and funny. Glad you're talking more. John, that was so sweet to tell her that just now.
Oh, thanks, Sandra.
It's true. It's true.
Thank you.
Let's see. The thing is, I mean, I'm the one that needs the makeup. That's why she put lipstick
That's
on
a
me
lie.
many years ago.
No, it would be.
It wasn't me helping her out. She was trying to help me out.
If I was going to put anything on you.
Tommy Bernard said the biggest resellers don't have time for YouTube. They're focused on making money. But that's just it. I got to tell you, Tommy, I have a hard time sometimes making time for making videos. I could make these things every day. I enjoy doing the videos. It's finding relevant content to talk about, and B, it's finding the time, and it's definitely a juggle. That's why, from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, I'm doing a combination of reselling and YouTube and all this stuff. Then you're going to you're already throwing in baseball season, right? And now you have football season coming up. It's all these things that make my day just go by fast.
Yeah, he asked the other day, can I just get 2 more hours in the day, please?
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Like,
if I could just get 2 more hours in a day, I'd be happy. Variety Flipper says, just read that the CEO of eBay makes almost $17 million per year, comprises of 5.9% salary and 94.1%, I guess, in bonuses. Maybe they could take a 15%.
wow.
Maybe they could.
Yeah, they should.
Or they should charge a promoted listing fee off of what he makes and just, put that back into the pool.
God.
No Design 2. Well, when you do a video taking a dump on a toilet, you're sure to get a lot of views and subs. Just saying. Who did that?
He's talking about Archie.
Did he? Or he did it from his bathroom, but I don't think he was taking a dump on the toilet.
He was sitting on the toilet.
He was sitting on the toilet. Grateful Dad ATX. Can we have a moment for Paul Rubens? Pee Wee Herman. The man's likeliness brought both income to my house and happiness to others on eBay back in the day. Okay. All right. There we go. We got it. Let's see. Biscuit Butts in the house says, Todd, I'll be your friend, but Roman will be an acquaintance. Okay.
It's just a back and forth.
Tommy Bernard says, now is the best time to start a YouTube channel. You don't have to have a clue about reselling, and you can grow fast and fleece viewers for money without them even knowing. Or you could be so far removed from the platform, all these new changes, these relevant experiences, these scalable solutions, or these magical innovations that eBay keeps putting into their site. You could be years removed from that and just BS your way through it. And you get a lot of people.
Still make money on YouTube.
That's right. Rocky Top Picker, the 127 goes from Michigan down through Alabama. That's crazy. The 127 is a yard sale that goes all the way from Michigan down to Alabama.
Wow.
That's fun. That just sounds like fun.
When is that? Is that going on now?
It's coming up here pretty soon. This weekend or something?
That would be fun to do.
Yeah, that would be fun to do.
Yeah.
But
see, I would want to see all of our viewers.
Variety Flipper says, can you take your cap off and see if Jenna's been cutting your hair? No,
I'm not allowed to cut his hair.
Nobody cuts my hair. Let's see. Anytime Roman says, I appreciate Archie watching all my videos, leaving comments and hitting thumbs up so I can get one sale a month. It's funny. Noah Design says, fun fact, did you know you can change the playback speed on a streaming YouTube live? Just note, it won't make John talk any faster. I'm already talking fast. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Let's see. There's some side talk going on here, but I think we're at the end, and I did it in 1 hour and 40 minutes this time, and not 2 hours. So kudos for me for not wasting 20 minutes of your day and rambling on. So over 150 people watching the live today, guys. Awesome. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for being here, hanging out with us. It was a fun time as usual. And, I see a trend here with eBay. I see this is going to continue to happen where they're going to continue to lose buyers, continuing to find ways to pump up their stock for their shareholders, and it's at our expense. Now, you can either leave, which I think is currently a mistake. There's just too much traffic. There's still too many buyers to leave the platform. But I think at this point, you should be looking at alternatives. And there's a link down below. This is just a shameless plug for Prime Lister, but it's the program that we use. They do a 2-week free trial. I think you get $100, 100 listings, not $100, but 100 listings for free during that 14 days. And why not give it a try? You can go onto the other platforms like Mercari, Posh, Depop, believe Grailed, and Etsy, and some others. Just something to do. But regardless if you're using that software or not, look into other platforms, because I'm kind of thinking that's where a lot of people are going to start going. These buyers are going to go somewhere. They're losing 6 million people off the platform. They still need to buy stuff online. They're still going to buy stuff online. And chances are they're just going to other platforms. But figuring all this out and what this means for your business is yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to have an excellent week. Get those listings done. Make those sales, guys. There's people out there still buying. Even though we're in the heart of the summer, there's still sales to be made.
I hope everybody gets a reprieve from the heat.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Just have a great week, everyone.
Have a good one. We
All right.
love you.
Take care. We'll see you guys on Friday.